Hello again. I got here another epoxy project I want to try. So this is just like an old shelf from an old desk that I used to have. I decided to save these scrap pieces of wood when I threw it away a little while ago, just because I wanted to make them into some shelves. These are like little display shelves I'm going to put up in my living room. I think what I'm going to try this time is do something a little different. I had prepped the surface a little bit by sanding very lightly, and I'm also going to try and cascade over the edges. Now this is already a problem because it has kind of a sharp corner, but I'm just gonna see how it turns out. Now you get a lot of problems with corners like that. Usually you want it rounded so the resin will flow over nicely and have a flat bottom so it just kind of cascades down. But I want to see how this is going to turn out. If it doesn't turn out how I want, I'm just going to do it like I did the other one, and I'm just going to clean up the edges around here. We're scaling up from the coffee tree mug just slightly, and after I do this, I think I'm going to be ready to do my first table. It's not going to be a full size table, it's just going to be a small table. But yeah, so I'm going to mix up some color resins and we're going to get started on this. Alright, so I got my top layer poured. This is about 100 grams of resin, maybe a little bit more. But yeah, so as you can see, the surface is it's okay. It's kind of I had to do two separate batches because the first one just wasn't enough. So you can see there's a little bit of color distortion between the two. But it's alright. I think I can still salvage the project. It does look a little sloppy right now, but you gotta remember too is that I'm still learning. This is probably the largest piece that I've ever done so far. So yeah, let's just push on through. We're gonna let this set for a little bit. I'm gonna hit it with the lighter, and after that we're gonna start putting in the color. Alright, so we got the piece set up here. Let's start off with a little bit of black. Oh man, these bubbles are coming up like crazy. Let's get some of these bubbles out. Alright, okay, let's put a little bit of black in there. And then this one I kind of want to do like a grayish black, maybe a little bit of red in there. So I have some red mixed up on the side over here. Okay, this is looking pretty good. Yeah, with that little disaster of being a little short on resin, I think I can salvage this. Alright, let's just spread that around a little bit. Okay, and now that that's in there, let's get a little bit, let's get all of this on here. So, start mixing a little bit. Try this. See how this works first. Just to smear it all around. Well, that works pretty well. Alright, that's good. Let's push all of this up. Yeah, so after the coffee mug tree, I kind of found these shelves just laying there. I mean, I meant to do this project, not epoxy it like this, but I meant to build those shelves a couple of months ago and never got around to it. And it's kind of perfect that this I came across it yesterday. Decided to try and epoxy it today and do a video on it. While I had some free time here, waiting for some paint to dry outside, and I have to put a washer and dryer back together after But anyways, yeah, this is a pretty cool project here. So far, I like how it's coming out. Some of that black mixed in there a little better right there. That looks good. Okay, and like you can see how it's starting to streak a little bit. That just means that the epoxy is starting to set. I had a bit of an emergency. For some reason the water just started dripping from my fridge while I setting everything up over here, so I had already mixed the resin, so I had to quickly deal with that before I could come here and start shooting. So the resin kind of sat out for maybe about 10 minutes. It started to thicken a little bit, but that's okay. I think we'll still be able to salvage the project. As you can see, there's a lot of runoff on this side. I might have to lift this side up a little bit, which I'm going to attempt to do now. Let's put a couple of these stir sticks underneath there. Kind of get this side elevated a little. Oh. There we go. Ooh. I want to get resin on my Apple Watch. Alright. Well, it looks pretty good for the first application. Let's try and add a little bit of color this time. I'm not going to go crazy with the red, but I don't want to have like a little bit of red on there. And that's that side a little better. It's starting to pool up over there. Okay. There we go. That looks good. Alright, that looks better. Alright, now for this red, what we're going to do is we're just going to put a little bit in there. So maybe like a couple drops here and there, maybe around the edges a little bit, and then we'll kind of just swirl that in a little bit. Like, I don't need a lot of red. Okay. Alright. So now we've got the red in there. Let's take our little brush, get some of this gray off, and we'll just kind of just like push it a little bit, kind of like in a streaky, wavy pattern sort of thing. Yeah, I think I'm gonna buy. I have a bunch of these foam brushes, and it seems to be like the best thing for this. These types of projects, so I think I'm gonna go pick up like some more. Maybe I'll order a case from Amazon. They are pretty cheap. So, all right, it's starting to look a little more professional there. It was a lot faster than the last one too. I think because I didn't have these sponges just yet when I was doing that one. I think that was one of my problems. Let me just get this edge here. Sometimes I forget to do the back. And because I didn't have these sponge brushes in the first one, I had one, but I only use it to clean up the edges. Yeah, it works pretty well for doing the top part. Okay, so that looks good. I'm gonna leave it like that for now and let it set a little bit. Oh, almost forgot our secret ingredient. The IPA. I'm just gonna blast it really lightly. Okay, there you go. You can see it kind of just like get a little on there. That looks cool. Okay, yeah, just that hint of red. It adds a little to it. I like that. Okay, and then that looks like that's gonna be it for now. I'm just gonna let it set for a little bit, and then I'll come back with some close-ups. So it's been about 6 or 7 minutes now, and I just wanted to show you guys that it's coming out great. Like, I like the way that it looks right now. It's very, very glossy, very shiny. As you can see, I didn't do the cascade over the edge effect because, like I said, this was like what I was kind of expecting, is because it's straight like that. When I tried to cascade, there was a prominent line showing on the corner. So yeah, I think maybe I'll mix up a batch of some thicker resin and try to coat it, or maybe not. I'll probably just leave it the way it is. It looks good the way it is. I don't think I need to mess with it, but you can see that like adding just that little couple drops of red in there just really makes it, brings it out more. And now that the resin's starting to settle, you can see you're starting to get some lines in there. There's some bubbles I need to deal with real quick, but other than that, it came out really good. I really like this. Next time you guys see it, it's going to be the finished product, and I'll have it either set up or I'll just do like a tabletop presentation for it so you guys can get a better look at it. But other than that, I think this one is going to come out a lot better than the coffee tree mug, just by looking at it. Yeah. Anyways, next time you guys see this, it'll be completely hard. Alright, it's been about 24 hours and I let it cure. Rock solid, but I think this came out great. I mean, you can see a little bit of the red in there. The gray and the white and the black mixed really well. There's a couple of spots like right here. I don't really know what happened there. Maybe a little too much alcohol right there. Maybe I sprayed it a little too much. But other than that, I like the way it came out. The edges look clean. Really clean. Nice and epoxy. The only issue that I did have is I thought I cleaned up all the drips on the bottom, or maybe I didn't wait long enough for the resin to thicken a little more. But I did get some drips on the bottom and I had to peel it off, and of course this is particle board, it's not like actual wood, so it like ripped up the bottom, but that's okay. I can just either paint this or maybe I'll do another epoxy on here, like a solid color, see how that comes out. Other than that, I like the way it came out. I mean, the contrast to the red came out really nice. Maybe I could use a little more red, but I think it's okay. So yeah, planning on doing like maybe like a French cleat on the back and hang it up on the wall so it's like a floating shelf. That's my plan so far. But yeah, other than that, that's gonna be it for today. You guys have a great day.